The Whispers of the Gumnut Kingdom. The late afternoon sun dappled through the eucalyptus leaves, painting shifting patterns on the forest floor. Bridget walked with a quiet grace, her mind adrift in the ancient rhythms of the Australian bush. Beside her, Josie, the brindle Scottish terrier, trotted with a dignified air, her keen nose twitching at every scent. It was a cherished ritual, a communion with the wild heart of the land. Rosie, the apricot Maltipoo, a fluffy cloud of boundless energy, bounded ahead, her tail a blur of excitement. Suddenly she froze, a low, inquisitive whine escaping her. Her attention was fixed on a dense thicket of ferns, a place where the light struggled to penetrate. Bridget, sensing the shift in Rosie's playful demeanor, followed, a prickle of unease stirring within her. Pushing aside the fronds, Bridget gasped. There, amidst the shadows, lay Bubba, a magnificent female Eclectus parrot, her vibrant green and red plumage dulled by a dark, spreading stain. Her breathing was shallow, a faint tremor running through her small body. A single, spent shotgun shell glinted ominously nearby. A wave of cold dread washed over Bridget. The beauty of the bush had been shattered by human cruelty. Josie, sensing her distress, nudged her hand with a soft muzzle, a silent offering of comfort. Bridget's heart ached for the injured bird, a vibrant life brought low by senseless violence. Rosie, usually so boisterous, whimpered softly, her large, dark eyes filled with a profound sadness as she looked at the wounded parrot. The silent grief of the animals mirrored the despair in Bridget's own soul. She knew she couldn't leave Bubba to die. Just as despair threatened to overwhelm her, a soft, golden light bloomed in the air. From behind a gum tree, a tiny figure emerged, her dark green skin shimmering, a gumnut helmet perched jauntily on her head. It was Bush Bananay, a bush fairy, her eyes sparkling with ancient wisdom. Bridget stared, momentarily forgetting Bubba in her astonishment. Bush Bananay floated closer to Bubba, her tiny hands glowing with a soft emerald light. A sad sight indeed, her voice was like the rustle of leaves. The world of men brings much sorrow, but not all hope is lost. I can help if you trust me. She gestured towards the injured parrot. Bridget, though still reeling from the fairy's appearance, felt a surge of hope. Carefully, she scooped up the fragile parrot, cradling Bubba gently in her arms. Josie watched, her ears perked, a silent guardian, as if understanding the gravity of the moment. "Follow me," Bush Bananay commanded, her voice firm but kind. She darted through the trees, a tiny beacon of light. Rosie, sensing the urgency, trotted ahead, her usually scattered energy now focused on the path, leading the way through the deepening twilight. The fairy led them to a hidden alcove, shrouded by ancient vines. There, a shimmering, almost invisible curtain of light pulsed gently. "The entrance to the Gumnut Kingdom," Bush Bananay explained. "A place untouched by the harshness of your world." Bridget hesitated, a mixture of fear and wonder in her eyes. With a deep breath, Bridget stepped through the shimmering veil, the dogs following close behind. The air inside was sweet and vibrant, filled with the scent of unknown blossoms and the soft hum of magic. Towering trees with luminous leaves created a canopy of emerald and gold, unlike anything she had ever seen. Bush Bananay guided them to a clearing where giant, glowing fungi pulsed with soft light. She gently took Bubba from Bridget, placing the parrot on a bed of moss. With focused intensity, the fairy began to weave her magic, her hands moving in intricate patterns as emerald energy flowed from her into Bubba. Slowly, miraculously, Bubba stirred. Her eyes fluttered open, clear and bright, and she looked up at Bush Bananay, a soft chirp escaping her beak. The dark stain on her feathers had faded, replaced by the vibrant hues of health. The fairy smiled, a radiant expression of contentment. Bridget and Josie watched, tears welling in Bridget's eyes, a profound sense of relief washing over her. Josie let out a soft woof, a sound of quiet approval. The miracle of the fairy kingdom had saved a precious life. While Bubba rested, Rosie, ever the explorer, ventured deeper into the clearing. Her nose twitched, following a faint, intriguing scent that led her to a massive, ancient gum tree, its bark gnarled and covered in luminous moss. She pawed gently at a hidden crevice in its roots. Bridget, drawn by Rosie's persistent interest, followed. Peering into the shadowy opening, she saw a small, dark den. A soft, rustling sound came from within, a sound that sent a shiver of anticipation down her spine. Rosie looked up at Bridget, her eyes wide, as if urging her to look closer. Inside the den, curled in a tight ball, was a creature Bridget had only ever seen in faded photographs and whispered legends. A small, striped marsupial, its delicate face tucked into its paws. It was a baby thylacine, the last of its kind, a ghost brought to life. Kira, the fairy had called her. Bush Banane appeared beside Bridget, her voice hushed. "This is Kira," she said, her gaze tender, "the last spark of her ancient line. We brought her here to protect her from the world that forgot her, the world that hunted her kin to extinction." Bridget felt a profound connection to the tiny creature, a mix of sorrow for its lost family and fierce hope for its future. She extended a gentle hand towards Kira, her fingers trembling slightly, a silent promise of protection passing between them. "But the dangers of your world still linger," Bush Banane warned, her voice growing serious. "Those who harmed Bubba, the poachers, they still roam the edges of our kingdom, seeking to exploit the magic of this land for their own greed." Bridget, fueled by a new resolve, turned to the fairy. "How can we protect this place? How can we keep Kira safe?" Bush Banane smiled, a mischievous glint in her eyes. "With a little help from my friends and a touch of human ingenuity. But for this, we need the wisdom of our queen." Just then, a grander, more luminous fairy, Queen Eucalypta, emerged from a glowing wattle bush, her crown woven from golden blossoms, radiating ancient power. Queen Eucalypta, her voice like the gentle chime of wind through gum leaves, addressed Bridget. "The poachers seek only to harm, but the ancient spirits of this land rise to protect. We shall call upon a guardian of the deep, one who knows the true heart of the bush." With a majestic sweep of her hand, she began to chant, and the very ground of the Gumnut Kingdom rumbled softly, a deep, resonant vibration. Outside the shimmering veil, the poachers returned, their flashlights cutting through the gloom. Suddenly, from the murky depths of a nearby billabong, a colossal, shadowy form emerged. The bunyip, its eyes glowing with ancient power, let out a thunderous roar that shook the very earth. Terrified, the poachers dropped their gear and fled, screaming into the night, never to return. The kingdom was safe. Bubba, fully recovered, soared through the luminous canopy, her calls echoing with joy. Bridget sat quietly beside the ancient gum tree, Kira, the baby thylacine, now gently nestled against her side, a symbol of hope and a testament to the magic of the bush. As dawn broke, Bridget, Josie, and Rosie stood at the edge of the bush, looking out at the familiar world. They carried a secret, a profound truth about the hidden wonders and the enduring magic of the land. They were no longer just walkers in the bush. They were its silent guardians, forever bound to the whispers of the Gumnut Kingdom.